Hello again. Welcome to the fifth presentation of the Alpha program for married couples. We all come from families, and you marry each other's family in a way. You enflesh your history. Wordsworth, in his poem My Heart Leaps Up, a poem about his seeing a rainbow, he says the famous line, "Child is father of the man. Child is father of the adult." Some people sarcastically have said, after First Communion, it's all downhill. Or we don't change much after we're 3 or in the womb or whatever. Oh, I think we change quite a bit. And the last presentation we spoke of expectations, and our expectations can change. But what we can't change is how we were formed by our families. We each come from a different family. Some happy, some not so happy, some injured by divorce or abuse or injury of some kind. But we are who we were, and we marry each other's history, each other's past. And we don't try to change it. We try to help the other live with it and beyond it. I like the image of a rose, beautiful rose. And it's rooted in dirt. Its petals and fragrance come from the earth, and we have spoken about humanity and humility. The other "hum" word is obviously the word for humor. And how do human and humanity and humility, how are they humorous? Well, I think it's the way that human beings try to live as if they weren't human. The pretenses, the personas. And marriage obviously is, it seems, the stripping of each other's masks and personas and getting down to what's real. And what's real is the beauty and the dirt. And there is no beauty of the rose without dirt. It doesn't grow in water. And so we are grounded in our earthliness, in our humus. And we are beautiful. What we do with it. And marriage is how you celebrate the reality of the beauty, part of which, an essential part of which, is how you live with your humanity. Well, family life, from which each of us has come, family life gave us a vision, and in some ways what we saw is either what we have to see or what we don't want to see. I often see in marriages tears. Parents have tears. And the bride might have tears. The bride's father has tears because he's got to pay for the reception, I suppose. But the real tears, I wonder, are the parents who's offering the daughter, is it fear? Are you my daughter's husband? Are you going to be as good to her as we were? Are you going to keep her safe and help her grow? And it's about fear? Is it about regret that we know that we weren't great parents. We didn't prepare her well enough for you. Yeah, tears are all kinds of things. I think it's holy water, tears. It's our humanity, joy, sorrow, frustration. It's our humanity. Praising God for God's creation of us as male and female. So we come to this experience of marriage having, well, everybody does. Everybody opens their presents on Christmas Eve, or everybody has a picnic on the 4th of July, or no, we get a bigger vision in marriage of each other's history, and you can get frustrated because it's not like the familiar, like what I'm accustomed to. And so while you marry each other's history, you actually develop your own new history, and that's really wonderful. But you will bump in to customs, traditions, because they're part of you, and to let them go is very difficult. I had to do that in the Jesuits. I remember the first Christmas as a young Jesuit, living with all these new people. The first Christmas, we didn't have turkey. You gotta have turkey on Christmas. How can you have Jesus if you don't have turkey and cranberries? We had roast beef. It was good, but it wasn't turkey. We have to let go and form newness, and newness is insecure. What if it doesn't work? So we have to adapt to the new and let go. Marriage is a constant, isn't it? It seems to me a constant letting go with this hand and opening with this hand. Love wants to share. Love wants to surprise. But how can I be surprised if I'm constantly reading the same book? Constantly being told the same joke? So it's love casts out fear. Love casts out being tied down to the past. And so child is father, mother to who we are as adults. And we come from somewhere. And I would say that the marriages that I know seem happier are those who allow imagination or invention or the new, the surprising, surprise each other, surprise us ourselves in what we choose to do, how we choose to live. But families, we marry each other's family. When I prepare people for marriage, I want to know. I'll ask the female, what do your friends, your close friends, say about him? And I'll say to him, what do your friends say about her? And what does your family say about her family? So that you're marrying each other's families. And you're going to share the earthliness of your family of origin as well as the beautiful flowers. You are the beautiful flower from the dirt of your family. And your roots will always be there. You can't pretend. No matter how terrible your past was in your family, your roots are still there. And so we have this chance to respond or react. And that's a big difference. What's the difference between responding and reacting? Reacting is instinctual, impulsive, in some ways frozen. Responding is personal and adventurous and available. Well, are we asked to respond to each other's family or react? And on behalf of parents from your families, I mean, I would imagine that they miss being your mother or father. Besides knowing that they didn't do as good a job as they would wish, they are going to miss being your mother and father. And sometimes they get in the way, of course, and you will talk about that during this time too. Hopefully you are parents as well as married persons, and you are forming your children, and you aren't sure you're doing a good job. Are you preparing them for their happy marriage? Well, I'm sure that's in your hearts. Well, you'll be celebrating in this presentation and in your work. You'll be celebrating, in a way, the dirt or the clay. I'm saying something. Dirt is not bad. It's there. And our families are the dirt from which our beautiful selves have grown, risen, and are available for mutuality, for relationship. The marriages we saw will not be the marriages we live, but they will influence. We have received life from our families. We are bringing new life in our families.